What up, guys? Welcome to Downtown Ray Melo. You're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Wednesday, May 27th, 2020, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. South Korea continues to loosen its social distancing guidelines amid the COVID-19 outbreak. Hard-hit movie theaters are trying to find ways to lure customers back. For theater chains such as CGV, the country's largest and automated contactless cinema experience, could be the key to revitalizing the industry that has seen empty seats during the pandemic. The CGV, owned by the South Korean conglomerate CJ, is running a trial of a contact-free theater at a branch in Seoul's Yeongdeok business district and is offering a glimpse of what the movie-going future may look like. The system, which has been in operation since April 20th, eliminates virtually all face-to-face interactions between customers and staff. Patrons buy tickets at touchscreen kiosks or via a smartphone app and then scan them at a QR code reader installed at the entrance at each theater. A 5-foot-tall, owl-powered checkbox robot with a large front-mounted screen wheels around the cinema, scanning tickets, answer questions using voice recognition technology, and leading customers to the restroom or the theaters. The Popcorn Factory self-service area features vending machines that provide popcorn, hot dogs, and sodas. Other snacks such as nachos, grilled squid, and beer can be ordered by app or kiosk. They are then placed by a staff member in a numbered pickup box that the customer opens with a special code. The theater even authenticates parking automatically. Interest in contactless service, known as Untact locally, has grown dramatically during the COVID-19 outbreak as online shopping and food delivery usage has spiked, and the government is looking to deregulate telemedicine. Theater chains Lot also introduced a version of contactless services to roughly 2,000 of its branches in late April. The changes that the CGV is trying out in Yeongdeok will likely become a part of everyday life going forward, said Lee Jung-woo, the manager of the theater chain Smart Innovation Team. Lee said the COVID-19 outbreak has raised the need for untapped services for customer safety in all industries. And the non-face-to-face needs of movie theaters audiences are expected to become part of the new normal. The industry is certainly in need of a boost as ticket sales have plunged during the spread of the coronavirus, particularly after a major breakout in late February that was centered around the southeastern city of Daegu. The government never officially mandated that movie theaters had to close, but chains shut down many branches due to lack of customers. South Korea's box office fell by 65.3% over the first quarter of the year compared to the same period last year, according to data from the firms S&P Global Market Intelligence and OPUS data. Even as the country has largely managed to contain the spread of COVID-19 through an aggressive testing and tracking program, movie patrons have been slow to return. The number of moviegoers fell to a record low in April, according to the Korean Film Council. Only 970,000 tickets were sold nationwide, a drop 92.7% from a year ago. After a brief surge in early May over a long holiday weekend, sales have remained flat for the past 3 weeks, the Korean Film Council reported Tuesday, with theaters suffering from a lack of new releases and lingering customer hesitation. The top grossing films in theaters over the weekend was a 2017 retread, the Hugh Jackman feature The Greatest Showman. Lee says the new Untact theaters hasn't yet drawn nervous customers back. He says there isn't a significant change in the occupancy rate of seats. However, we've been receiving positive feedback. Some moviegoers at the near-empty Yeongdeok Theater on a recent weekday event evening said that they have not been expecting the new automatic service. 22-year-old Kim Song-un says, "It's my first time back to see a movie since the coronavirus outbreak, and I was quite surprised at first. I didn't expect such a radical change." Kim said she was impressed with the ease of the new system and thought it would be a factor in her choice of theaters in the future. Customers said they felt safer going to the contactless theater. 20-year-old Hong Ming Su said the coronavirus spreads easily through face-to-face contact. The untacked theater is more convenient and is less stressful for customers and the staff. In addition to the automatic services, theaters are routinely disinfected and seating is spaced out by alternating rows to maintain social distancing, Lee said. FX announced on Tuesday a new American Horror Story spinoff series from creator Ryan Murphy titled American Horror Stories. The network released a logo for the spinoff on Twitter. The show will also be an anthology series. FX said, from the mind of @Mr. R. Murphy comes American Horror Stories, a new one-hour nightmare every week. A premiere date has not been set yet. American Horror Story Season 10, meanwhile, has been delayed until 2021. American Horror Story typically returns with new seasons in October. Macaulay Culkin, Sarah Paulson, Evan Peters, Kathy Bates, Billy Lord, Finn Wittrock, Lily Rave, Adina Porter, Leslie Grossen, and Angelica Ross are set to star in Season 10. American Horror Story, which premiered in 2011, is created by Murphy and Brad Falchuk. Each season has been centered around a new horror theme and setting. FX renewed the series through Season 13 in January. Netflix is giving a glimpse of Dark Season 3. The streaming service shared a release date June 27th and the first trailer for the show's third and final season Tuesday. Dark is a German sci-fi thriller that centers on 4 families and a time-traveling conspiracy spanning 3 generations in the series. June 27th is the day of the apocalypse. In the preview, Joan is played by Lewis Hoffman, Martha played by Lisa Beccari, Barrick-Tolz played by Paul Lux, and other characters begin a final cycle as they try to change the course of events. One character says in a voiceover, the end is the beginning and the beginning is the end. Dark is created by Baron Oldar and Jonte Friese. Oldar and Friese previously told the Hollywood Reporter that Season 3 will answer fan questions. The pair said in a joint statement, we will offer answers to the questions that our viewers have been asking and help untangle the story through time. AMC is giving a glimpse of NOS 4A2 Season 2. The network sent in a new trailer for this season Tuesday featuring Zachary Quinto as Charlie Manx, a vampire-like being who feeds off the souls of children, and Ashley Cummings as Vic McQueen, an artist with supernatural abilities. Season 2 takes place 8 years after Season 1, which ended with Charlie waking up from a coma after his face-off with Vic. The preview shows Charlie seeking revenge on Vic by targeting her young son, Wayne. The official synopsis reads, the race for Wayne's soul sends Vic and Charlie on a high-speed collision, of course, forcing both to confront the mistakes of their past in order to secure a hold on Wayne's future. The network released a trailer for Season 2 earlier this month. NOS 482 is based on the novel of the same name written by Joe Hill, the son of author Stephen King. Hill and Jamie O'Brien serve as the showrunners on the TV series. NOS 482 co-stars Jakira Smith, Olfar Derry Olafson, Iban Moss Bacharach, and Virginia Cole. Season 2 premiered on June 21st on AMC and BBC America. Fox has renewed on Tuesday the long-running comedy series It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia for Season 15. The series, created by stars Rod McKinley and Greg Towerton, also star Charlie Day, Kathleen Olsen, and Danny DeVito. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia first debuted in 2005. The show follows the misadventures of a group of friends who run a bar together. Fox announced a new slate of programming on Twitter, including American Horror Story, spinoff American Horror Stories, and Better Things Season 5, and The Weekly Season 2. New programs on the way include an untitled anthology series starring BJ Novak, docu-series Hip Hop Untold, a 10-episode limited series, A Teacher starring Kate Mara and Nick Robinson, the drama series The Old Man starring Jeff Bridges, John Lithgow, and Amy Brennan. Why the Last Man, based on the graphic novel series of the same name starring Diane Lane, a feature-lengthy documentary hysterical about women in stand-up comedy, the docu-series Pride about the LGBTQ civil rights, and the docu-series A Wilderness of Air. Jimmy Fallon has apologized on Twitter for wearing blackface in 2000 during a Saturday Night Live sketch. A clip of Fallon impersonating fellow comedian Chris Rock on SNL resurfaced on Twitter Tuesday, leading to hashtag Jimmy Fallon is over party to trend. Fallon dressed up as Rock during the sketch and interacted with Darryl Hammond as Regis Philbin, the then host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Fallon said in his apology in 2000 while on SNL, I made a terrible decision to do an impersonation of Chris Rock while in blackface. There's no excuse for this. He continued, I'm very sorry for making this unquestionably offensive decision, and thank you all for holding me accountable. Alan Jackson will perform a pair of drive-in concerts in June. The 61-year-old country music singer shared plans Tuesday for a small-town drive-in, 2 shows in Alabama in June. During the concerts, Jackson will perform for fans in their cars. The shows are meant to give fans a quality of life activity amid the COVID pandemic. The first show will take place June 5th in Coleman, Alabama, while the second will be held June 6th in Fairhope. Both venues can accommodate approximately 2,000 parked vehicles. The event will be staged in accordance with CDC and Alabama state health guidelines for social distancing. Attendees will be required to stay in their vehicles and order concessions via phone to be delivered to their cars. Tickets go on sale Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. General admission per vehicle is $99.99 for 2 passengers, with additional passengers charge at $39.99. A portion of the proceeds will go towards food relief efforts. Singer Corey Farley will open the show. Jackson released his 20th studio album, Angels and Alcohol, in 2015. He is known for the singles Don't Rock the Jukebox, China Choo Choo, and It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere with Jimmy Buffett. Amid the pandemic, pop-up drive-in movie theaters have seen a surge in New Jersey and in New York. The Doobie Brothers are postponing their 50th anniversary tour. The rock band announced Tuesday on Instagram that they're rescheduling the tour to 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic. The post reads, this decision has been made with the health and safety of fans, crews, and local employees in mind. The tour, which would reunite Michael McDonald, Tom Johnson, Pat Simmons, and John McPhee for the first time in nearly 25 years, was initially slated to begin June 9th in West Palm Beach, Florida. The opening date has been rescheduled for July 17, 2021. Previously announced dates in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Sioux City, Iowa, Boise, Idaho, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Little Rock, Arkansas, Bossier City, Louisiana, and Memphis, Tennessee have been canceled. Ticket holders can hold on to their tickets, which will be valid for the new dates or require a refund. The Doobie Brothers initially announced the tour in November and added more dates later in the month. Johnson said at the time, we're truly excited about our 50th anniversary tour, as it's a celebration of band's entire history. We'll be performing songs from our full catalog as well as new music. The Gorillaz will release an almanac comic book in October. The group, created by singer-musician Damon Albarn and artist Jamie Hewlett in 1998, shared plans Tuesday for the Gorillaz Almanac, published by C2 Comics. The Almanac is a 120-page hardcover book exploring the Gorillaz' visual history. The book features new artwork by Hewlett, puzzles, games, and guest appearances from the group's collaborators. Z2 publisher Josh Frankel said in a statement, every fan of comics and animation has dreamed of seeing the Gorillaz make their comic book debut, with the Z2 team chief among them. The artwork, the music, and the mythos add all up to what is destined to be one of our most buzz-about releases in history. And when fans see just what we have planned, I know everyone will agree it was well worth the wait. In many cultures, an almanac is an annual book featuring weather forecasts and other statistical information. The Gorillaz released its 6th studio album, The Now in 2018. The group is known for the singles Clint Eastwood, featuring D the Funky Homo Sapien, and Feel Good Inc. featuring De La Soul. And finally, the iconic Midtown nightclub, the Copacabana, where musicians like Harry Belafonte, the Supremes, and Carlos Miranda performed during this 80-year run, has permanently closed, the New York Post reports. A staffer who announced the nightclub's phone Tuesday morning informed Eater, we closed due to COVID. We just couldn't stay open because of what's happening now. The same staffer says the club will reopen in a different location next year, but declined to say where. The Copacabana opened in 1940 on East 60th Street between 5th and Madison Avenues. It's changed venues 4 times since. It opened in its current location at the corner of 8th Avenue and West 47th Street in the summer of 2011. The club, which was popularized by the 1947 film Copacabana, starring the Marx Brothers and Carmen Miranda, and was also subsequently the subject of the hit Barry Manilow's Sang by the same name. Over the years, the club has served as the setting for several notable films, including Goodfellas, Raging Bull, and Tootsie. It also saw several top musician headlines, including Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, the comedic duo Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis also frequently performed there. The club didn't attract as much star power in the latter years, but its continued presence in Midtown was a constant reminder of its storied past. The club is now the latest New York City venue to close due to the ongoing novel coronavirus pandemic. Dozens of restaurants and bars across the cities have permanently shuttered over the past few weeks and months due to the perceptive drops in sales and customers. And as your entertainment report for Wednesday, May 27th, 2020, I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app. Search for The Entertainment Report and it'll take you to the page. Everyone have a great night. Good night and God bless you all.